obviously a lot of people don't have the finances right away, so they need to stack up their cash flow. But now we see people coming into Pinnacle, and they're coming in with that business mindset right away of like, what can I replicate and duplicate immediately, which is now where we're transitioning, where we're trying to figure out, okay, how can we have an agent come in and be profitable in their first month, but also not kill themselves making 400, 500 phone calls in a day, and just struggle on the phones, right? So that mindset is completely shifted because we're trying to move so much quicker instead of like, hey, how can I make $10,000 in a month to how can I build $1 million business in my first year? Like that is the new mindset. And we need to...
It's the new standard.
It's the new standard. Yeah.
What up, what up? We got the Arizona boys in the house. How we feeling, guys?
Bro? Feeling good, man.
Doing good.
Awesome. Dude, it's good to see you guys here.
It's good to be here, bro. Honestly, it's pretty crazy to see how far this freaking thing has come, man. Like, honestly. Like, I remember when you were trying to tell me to come to Tampa, bro, and I even talked to Kyle about this, dude. Moment I landed in Tampa, this was the last time we came over here.
Yeah.
The bro got an Airbnb, and one of the guys looked it up on Google Earth, and it was freaking boarded up with like in the ghetto, and I'm sure there was like some dude like mowing down like a freaking 10-foot tall grass lawn. I'm like, bro, what? Like, I'm never letting Kyle pick the freaking Airbnb ever.
I've done that.
This was Tampa or Chicago?
No, this was Tampa, bro.
Tampa.
Yeah.
And then we show up, and it's like complete ghetto, and then an ice house, and then that was the Airbnb we had, and yeah, dude, honestly, like seeing Tampa, it's sick. Like the Gold's Gym and all that, but I still think Clearwater might be better, bro.
That's what your goals are. See, if you want to be young, hustle, be around the success, be in Tampa.
Yeah.
If you're old and you're looking to die soon, go to
Gotcha.
Clearwater.
Okay. I was
So when
making
we
sure.
retire, we go to Clearwater.
Yeah, that's where you go to retire. Clearwater is beautiful though.
Yeah.
It's nice.
That is the one downside of Tampa is you got the bay, you don't have the ocean.
I will say I've never seen like that type of environment in a gym here, like at Gold's. Like literally everyone is freaking juiced. Like absolutely,
bro,
fucking juiced.
It is the epitome of a douchebag. You can't get any douchier than Gold. It's impossible. It's physically impossible. You pull up, every car on the street parked in front of Gold's is at least $200,000. You walk into the gym. Nobody in there's natural. Everybody's juiced to the gills. For women, they only allow 8s or above. If you're below an 8, you're not allowed to have a gym membership there. Everybody's walking. Everybody's got their shirt off. Nobody works out with shirts. It's like you can't get any more. I love it.
Forces you to level up.
It does, bro. Dude, I thought I was in good. I thought I'm like in pretty good shape. I work out 6 days a week, and like I walk in there, I'm like, yo, I'm a shrimp.
Yeah. And what does that make you do? I mean, you work out significantly harder when you're in there, I'm sure.
Oh, working out. Wait, yeah. I work out harder now than I did before.
Yeah.
Do you find
especially working with Danny? Shout out to Coach Danny.
Yeah, Danny was sick, bro. Honestly, I saw the wedding you guys went to. That was cool.
Danny's coming here tonight.
Yeah.
Nice.
For the meeting. He's gonna talk about some mindset.
My question is, do you find your wife in Tampa or do you find your wife in St. Pete or Clearwater?
Ooh.
Miami.
Yeah. Yes, that's it.
That's the place.
Yeah.
If there's anywhere on earth to find your wife, it's Miami.
That
Absolutely.
is true. Yeah. But no, dude, it's been sick to see. I think honestly, like what was your impression when you first like came into the office and like saw like what? Because dude, I mean, we evolved
this Tampa office.
Yeah, dude, we evolved so fast.
Before I share that, we gotta give the audience a view of the progression.
Yeah.
Because all three of us, minus Kyle. Kyle, you never saw the Lawler office, did you?
I never saw that first office in Chicago. Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot to see.
But this is a special moment because Turner and Jake, you guys were both in that first office. And for those that don't know, it was on Lawler Avenue, not a nice part of Chicago at all. We're in the hood.
True.
You walk in, their office smells like mildew. Remember when you first moved, you're sleeping on the floor for a couple months in the office. and we had the connect with the Chipotle plug.
He's back, by the way.
Is
He
he
is
back?
back.
Yeah.
He is back.
Where like
I got you with the
bro,
plug.
we were ordering 30 bowls a day, and I was eating Chipotle. We were all eating Chipotle 2-3 times a day for $2 a bowl because we were putting all of our money back into the business.
Yeah.
And if we go from that, sleep on the office floor eating Chipotle, to you guys running your Arizona office, beautiful office in Scottsdale, best part of town. We're blessed to have this Tampa office. We have hundreds of agents in the building right now.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see. And it's a testament to, as long as you have the proper work ethic, dedication, and mindset on what you can build in such a short period of time in this industry.
What was the agency volume when you first got into that office in Chicago? The first one.
150 a month.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then when you got the second office in West Loop.
West Loop.
Yeah.
I think we're at $1 million.
We were at $1 million.
Okay.
We had just hit $1 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long did that take?
Dude, it took longer than it should have.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy though to see when you went from 600 to $1 million. I think we were talking about this the other day.
It's like overnight.
I think it was 400 to $1 million in like 3 months.
Bro.
Yeah, from 150
actually
to
nuts.
150 to 400
Yeah.
took like 2 years.
Wow.
So like we'd go up, we'd grow, go backwards, we'd grow, go backwards, and then 400 to $1 million was like 2 months.
Damn.
Like boom. It was like we did 400, and then it was 750, and then we were at $1 million, and then it was just like that.
It's crazy, bro.
And that it goes to show is like once you build the business to a certain point, it's a snowball effect and it starts compounding.
I always like to do this. Like, it's the easiest way for me to zoom out and like see the change over the past year. Like, I always look back to, okay, when I look at how far I've come in the last year, like I actually try to picture where was I in November of last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was that for you? Like when you think about that compared to where you are now?
November of this last year?
Yeah.
1 year
like
ago?
1 year ago. Like, where was the mindset at? What were you thinking? What were the goals?
It was, that's a good question. A year ago was, how can I help our leadership team win? How can I help our leaders grow and win?
Yeah.
And a year ago at this time, we were all in the same office. We
Yeah.
were still all in
It's
Chicago.
right when I left Chicago.
It was right when you guys left.
Yeah.
So you think about a year ago to now, where we've branched out and everybody's spread their wings, which is cool to see.
Yeah.
We were all together. Which did I miss? Like those were the days. For those, I was telling a few of your guys, like
That office was nice.
that's the memories we made in Chicago was awesome for the time we were there. But it's, you look at it now, if you guys have your Arizona office, the Pillar guys are running the Chicago office.
Yeah.
We got our office here. So over this course of this next year, it's just gonna be massive growth.
It's a part of the journey. We're just going to open up so many more offices.
Yeah.
That's what I was running through, that kind of mindset planning with with one of the new agents like yesterday. I was talking about it, like when I asked where I was a year ago. It's literally when we left Chicago that week.
Yeah.
I'm going back to Arizona, and we had probably like 6-8 guys on the team at that time doing decent. We were probably doing like maybe 70, close to 100K a month
Yeah.
at that point. And we get back to Arizona. I'm living in an Airbnb, and I have everyone just come work from the Airbnb for a week. We're like, okay, we're gonna look for an office in Arizona. We'll probably have it by beginning of January. That was the goal. And we all just started working from the Airbnb. I'm looking for offices, and then we go look at some the second day we're there, and then immediately go and sign something.
Yeah.
So we got our first office the week we were back from Arizona, and that was a year ago. Like, actually a year ago today. That was the first office we got on our own. And then the fact that it's grown from 8 people doing 100K a month, and now we had like 40 guys come out to this lock-in 1 year later, and we have a 5,000 square foot office instead of an office that is basically the size of this podcast room.
But that's, I want to point out, that's why you guys are successful.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are growing, because success loves speed.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessarily about just working hard or just working smart. It's also about working fast.
Yep.
If you look at the most successful people, they're doing, how can we figure out how to do it quicker, faster, better? By the time you're just getting started, you're getting the business plan together, or you're developing, you're like, dude, they've already done it twice, failed 3 times, and then figured it out, tweaked, adjusted, and boom, 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 and now they're having success.
Yep.
So the fact that you guys came down here immediately first weekend, boom, to sign the office lease, then a few months later upgraded the office because you're like, dude, we already outgrew this.
Yep.
We need a bigger space. It's just that's how you compound, and that's how you have massive success.
Yeah.
Is rolling with that momentum, because
Yep.
momentum goes both ways. Momentum can be your biggest motivation, and you can roll with that, or it can be your detriment. So it's like, dude, you guys are at a point right now where it's just snowballing.
Yeah.
So take it and run with it.
Yeah.
Because now it's like the more momentum you have, the easier and easier it is to grow a big business and get to that next level.
Yeah. I think a lot of us just had either points in our lives or like different experiences that we all came from, which is like probably the most unique thing about sales is everybody has some sort of thing that they came from that honestly is mostly different. Whether that's like you've built a business before and you failed, whether that's like you came from completely different industry or you tried something before and failed at it, like coming to here and like putting yourself in this kind of vehicle. Like, I mean, bro, I think one thing too that people don't really understand is like your goals really change. You know, like for me, I mean, I remember, for me, is like when I first started, bro, I wanted to freaking live in a van and sell insurance, right?
Thought you were crazy.
Yeah.
Right. Like that was me. I mean, dude, every morning from, I lived in a van for 3 years, bro. Literally every morning I woke up, I grabbed my surfboard off my car. I went to Phil's Coffee. I put my surfboard up against the glass window, went inside, took a shit, said hi to the person, walked out, grabbed my board, and then went and surfed, came back, got a coffee, showered underneath the little shower right there, and then went to work. And I was working half at the fire department and then half building my company. That was a life, bro. And like I thought, I could come into this because I obviously came from solar before this, to make a bunch of money back that I lost from my company. But dude, like I thought like the van life was gonna be the way. But it's so crazy
I remember you
to
asked
see.
me that. You're like, Jonah, should I just like, dude, can I just like not be in the office?
Yeah.
Like, do you think being in the office is important?
Yeah.
Like, could I just like go live in a van?
Remember, I was like, dude, I just
build a
don't.
business?
What'd you say?
What did you remember what I said?
Dude, I mean, you just were like, but why? And then I know you were like so blunt because like I know you're not like gonna go like super deep into it. You're just kind of like, dude, you're like, what the fuck? Like that was kind of your mentality to it. But
I asked you. I was like, well, do you want to sell policies? Or do you want to build a big business? Because like if you want to sell policies, you live in your van, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because you're a stud salesman, you can close anybody, and like, but if you want to build a business, it's tough to do that remote.
And I feel like when guys come into, I mean, not even this industry, but any industry, is they think that whatever they're coming into, if they don't accomplish that then and there, that like, oh, well, this is my like dead end goal of what I want. But it's so crazy to see how I think all of us never even really thought about building a team. I don't know if you thought about that immediately.
I definitely wanted to.
Day
yeah.
one, you
Day
did?
Day one, yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean,
knew they wanted.
Maybe they did, but I mean, I know I had it in the background, but like, I think it changed completely of like how motivated I was to do it. And like seeing it now and watching multiple like 30, 40K a month, 50, 60, St. Thomas is like 60K, 3 months seeing
in a row,
that,
yeah.
seeing an agent do that or someone come in and make that kind of money and then tell you, hey bro, like, you significantly made an impact on my life.
Yeah.
Changes your perspective a lot.
Huge.
Like,
And it's one of the most fulfilling, rewarding aspects of the business. Seeing somebody else come in and just completely change their life.
yeah.
Start killing the game.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you learn a lot of lessons as you grow and progress
That's for sure.
in this business.
So many lessons, dude.
What are some ways that you guys have developed as leaders? We'll start with you, Kyle.
I think even just going back to when we first started seeing Jake get in the business, we all met in that Dallas lock-in February of 24.
Hold on, can I pause you there?
Yeah.
I got it, dude. I got to shit. It's the first time. So this was the first time me and Jake met in person.
Yeah.
Was you know what I'm about to say?
Know exactly what you're gonna say,
So, I
bro.
was like- so Jake landed late. So we're like, hey, we'll just leave the door unlocked for you. Come into the house. I mean, we had like a bunch of dudes in this house. We had a full house. And so we had, I don't know, like we counted all the beds. Like we had a bed for you. I don't know what happened, if somebody took your bed or what. But anyway, I wake up the next morning, completely forgot Jake even landed the night before. It's like, I'm the first one up. It's like 5 a.m. We're about to go get a workout. Like we went to bed late. I got no sleep. So like I'm obviously tired. And I'm like, I'm about to hop in the shower and I'm looking for a towel. So I go open the closet door and on the floor of the closet, Jake is laying there with this little like 3x3 towel just like covering his like half of his chest, and then all like no emotion, nothing. He just looks up at me, just opens his eyes, looks up at me. He's like, "Sup?" He's trying to shut the closet. I didn't even know what to say. I just closed the closet door.
It's important to know that's not the standard lock-in experience, but even like Colin Mothersoul, who did 80K issue paid last month,
Yeah.
came to the lock-in just 3-4 days ago, slept on the floor, grabbed the curtain from the door and was using that as his blanket. Just like that
I'm pretty
meme that you see
sure-
all
And
the
then he
time.
asked us, he's like, "Yeah, can I stay in your Airbnb?" I was like, "Yeah, you can." He's like, "Do you have a blanket I can use?" I was like, "Yes, you can have a bed
We
too,
have a
dude."
blanket for you.
Yeah,
Bro.
and
We'll
a
be
bed.
warm, Colin. It's okay.
Pretty sure he slept in the bathtub at the Dallas lock-in, didn't he?
Dude,
That's commitment.
we had too
Pretty
many
sure-
people at that
dude,
Dallas
that was
lock-in.
actually nuts, bro.
That was the biggest lock-in.
But
we've ever had.
I think going back
But
to
yeah.
that, you know, what I've learned over the past 2 years, and it's kind of what you've been preaching, Joe's been preaching, is we all, when we first get into this business, we're not thinking big enough.
yes.
In the
Absolutely.
beginning, we're all just thinking as I'm going to produce and go live in a van and make 20-30K a month. And
Yeah.
you don't actually
everybody's
see,
dream.
you don't see the biggest picture, right? And that even just shows when we were first at that lock-in, Jake's calling these 6 to 7 year leads that Turner's got me into the business. We were like, don't even ever call a lead over 1 year old.
Yeah.
Like, you're wasting your time. And then Jake's there constantly just sitting at the table for 16 hours, 14 hours every single day, screaming at these people on the phone, like, you need this insurance. Like, you are going to get a policy. You need this. And he would not hang up on them until they hung up on him. And he was just fighting that battle.
I remember Jake was. Some people were getting sick at that lock-in too. Jake got sick.
Yeah.
Bro, oh my God. All right, no, hold on. You guys need to understand this. So Jonah, real quick, I know you know where I'm gonna go with this, dude. I'm like, dude, Jonah, bro. I'm feeling sick, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm getting stuff. He's like, dude. He's like, I got you. I'm like, what do you fucking mean you got me, bro? And he's like, dude, come here. I'm like, all right. So he walks me up the stairs.
Come here, make sure nobody follows you.
Right. No, literally, he's like, dude, don't like make sure nobody sees you. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, what the hell are you gonna freaking give me? I walk into the room.
And granted, this is our first time hanging out together.
dude, it was like, yeah, I think it was like the second day
Yeah.
that I like ever met you. And then he's like, dude, like, I got you, bro. Pulls out these bag of needles. And I'm like, bro, what the, like, what is
What did I
happening?
get myself into?
And then he like pulls out like a little syringe bottle and then obviously takes out, and what was it, like BPC? What
No,
was
it was Thymosin Alpha 1.
Okay, yeah. And then I'm like, what is this, bro? He's like, nah, just trust me, dude.
Just
I'm like,
take it.
all right, I'll take it, bro. And he injects me and I felt better immediately after. It was
Part of it
kind
was
of
a
crazy.
test.
Probably was, dude.
How much do you trust me? But no, if you guys take peptides though, so a hack is Claudia actually got sick. Me and Claudia were both sick like a week ago,
Yeah.
and so it's Thymosin Alpha 1. You take that if you're feeling sick, you take it. Bolsters up your immune system. It's like that's why we don't get sick anymore. If we do get sick, I'm down for 1 day or 2 max, and then I'm good. So
Yeah.
It's a peptide hack.
Shit worked, bro. I was just scared that someone was going to walk in and I've got like half my pant leg down. You're like freaking up next to it. But that lock-in was cool. And sorry, Kyle, I'll let you finish, but
Yeah, I'd say that kind of mindset you were in, obviously you were coming into this with not a lot of funds right away.
yeah.
And you spent what, 4K on leads in 6 months and issued $80,000?
Something stupid, yeah.
insanely profitable.
Insane returns.
Yeah.
But you can talk about this too. But Gabe Erickson told you, he's like, you can do this and it works, but you're not going to actually be able to teach other agents how to do that.
No.
The average agent's not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So you come into this business, obviously a lot of people don't have the finances right away, so they need to stack up their cash flow. But now we see people coming into Pinnacle and they're coming in with that business mindset right away of like, what can I replicate and duplicate immediately? Which is now where we're transitioning, where we're trying to figure out, okay, how can we have an agent come in and be profitable in their first month, but also not kill themselves making 400, 500 phone calls in a day
100%.
and just struggle on the phones, right? So that mindset is completely shifted because we're trying to move so much quicker instead of like, hey, how can I make $10,000 in a month to how can I build $1 million business in my first year? Like that is the new mindset. And we need to,
It's a new standard.
It's the new standard. Yeah.
And it's crazy to pin off that because he's talking about something important. It's like, if you can bring in somebody to, and we talk about plug and play all the time, right? Is like my mindset changed completely. And I think all of ours has, is to where, you know, we're thinking so much of like, okay, if, you know, we're kind of changing the way like an upline is viewed, right? All of us are, and everything we've done is, an upline traditionally has been like, okay, like, you know, we're just kind of feeding this guy money, but now it's changed where you're implementing the systems, Turner's doing it, we're doing it. We're implementing all these things to where every agent can actually come in. You have an in-house CRM, you have an actual access to dialers that can offload your time. You have lead systems that are in-house. You have the ability to, you know, have text VAs that book appointments on your calendar for you. You have all this technology and all this stuff backing you, where it's like, bro, we all came in, we were freaking dialing off a spreadsheet. It's like, dude, if
creating massive value.
Yeah, dude, if an agent's out there and they're dialing from a spreadsheet and that's all that they're ever given, it's like, how easy is it for us to be like, look, do you have all of these aspects in your business? And not only that, but you have advanced market that you can go into too, where you've got guys who don't want to build a team and you actually can go somewhere. How much marketability can we have towards those individuals to bring them in? It's like, well, bro, we're providing the highest value exchange humanly possible, and we're just going to keep doing it more and more and more and more. Like, I don't know anybody else who's even thinking like that.
So I think what it comes down to is like that picture's changed of how can I make money and make ends meet to, for us as business owners now, and a lot of people are coming in wanting to build an agency right away. You have that vision of, how do I make this process as easy as possible for a brand new agent?
Yes.
How can I get that agent to making $10K a month in their first 60 days?
Yeah.
Right?
And there's everything you guys said, where to that point, there's truly been no better time to come into this industry and build a business than now.
Yep.
Like, I was even thinking about when I started, dude, we was back in in-homes days.
Yeah.
Like, I was just telling Akash, an agent earlier today, I was like, he's like, do you think you would have wrote $1 million if you would have been selling your biggest year virtually? I said 1,000%.
Yeah.
At least, because most of our time was spent in the car.
Yeah.
The car, driving to and fro appointments, and then we switched to virtual. You guys come in, we're dialing off of spreadsheets, we're dialing old leads.
Yeah.
Now, when you're bringing agents in, dude, they've got dialers, they've got VA texters, they've got a CRM they plug into.
You know, digital leads right away if they got money.
Digital leads right away. So it's just going to keep getting better and better and better, and it's cool to see how fast this industry is changing.
Yeah.
Where 2 years from now, it's going to be completely different.
Yeah.
You have actual cost per acquisition. Like, you know exactly how much money to invest in the business and how much money you're going to get out of it. Like, to a T, where realistically you can have some skill set, but like, you have all these systems in place, bro. You can have some pretty average people coming in this business and still make a killing.
There's no excuses.
That's what our next goal is, because there's obviously the people you recruit that, you know, obviously right now, and I've said this to Jake a couple times, like, still right now, and I think 2 months from now it's going to look a lot different. There's a lot of people I still wouldn't bring into this business because it's 50, 60 hours a week of work, and not everyone's built for that. Not everyone's going to do that.
For sure.
But at some point, really soon, I think we're going to have the systems in place where if someone wants to work 30 hours a week and they want to make 10 grand a month, they can come in and plug into the system, spend 3-4 grand on their business and issue pay 30K, make that 10 grand every month and not have to dial that much.
The system just buy your time back.
Right. And then you can that's the best job for so many people. That would have been Jake when he first got started, which maybe would have inhibited him because he would have maybe never built a team. But if I can empower people that are like, hey, if I can make $10,000 a month.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have to work that hard. And
that's everybody's dream.
Then you can recruit anyone in this business.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Turner, what would you say are some pieces of leadership advice for somebody that's aspiring to build a team? Or different lessons that you've learned along the way?
Kind of what Kyle said really resonated with me as far as like your goals change so fast in this business.
Yeah.
Typically every 3-6 months, you kind of zoom out, sit in a silent room with the vision board and just realize like how much different you're thinking as far as the business and kind of the perspective you have. Like when I started in this business, I was 14 grand in debt, was living in a small little shitty apartment in Phoenix.
It was pretty shitty.
It was really, really shitty. Filled with homeless people, filled with crime. Couldn't really make my monthly rent payment. Was struggling to make ends meet. Honestly, considered moving back in with the family. And my original goal, obviously, I knew I wanted to build a team in the industry, but before any of that, like I wanted to get myself out of debt. I wanted to start getting to a place where I'm comfortable, can get back to my family, can live comfortably, and realistically just have a good day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So for 6 months, it was fully focused on how to get out of that position. Luckily, this industry got me out of that position within like a month of just really sitting down and plugging away. And then 6
Just
months
crazy.
later, it's insane. And then 6 months later, you start kind of just supercar shopping and things are just wildly different. And as far as leadership goes,
Now you're living in Optima, most expensive apartment building in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
And driving your dream car, your GTR.
Changes really, really quick in this industry.
Yeah.
And it's important to recognize that your goals now may not be your goals in 6 months, in 12 months.
Yep.
And that you really just got to put your people first at the end of the day and recognize that at first, obviously, you're kind of focused on yourself and you kind of have some selfish intentions to make sure that you can get in a better financial spot. But then the moment you are, the thing that drives you and the thing that gets you to work every single day is the other lives that you can impact and the other people that are in a very similar situation, that the situation that I was in when I started, or if not even worse, which we honestly see a lot. We're actually able to have a proven system to plug them into where the retention is wildly higher than any other industry I've seen like this. And like we're selling virtual sales. It's so appealing. Like we're in an office, we're with all of our close friends, we're dialing leads. For someone that came from door to door and was honestly just getting your balls kicked in all day and just door knocking, cold doors, selling a product that no one wanted,
Out in the heat.
and now selling a product that people need, people want, that genuinely helps people. Like I had a death claim 2 days ago where I was doing some annual reviews. I called a client who I was like, has everything been okay with you? She's like, honestly, no, my husband died last week. I looked up one row above. We got the husband a Mutual Omaha Term Life Express policy that was active. It was like $120,000, $170,000 worth of coverage or something. And she had no idea. She completely forgot we signed her up with him up with the policy.
Wow.
And I was able to give her the good news of like, that was the 75% of your mortgage balance being paid off option. Like as soon as you have that death certificate, like we are filing that claim and you're going to be getting that money. And she was broke down in tears, cried to me for like 10 minutes, ended up increasing her coverage. We helped her out even more. But we're selling something that actually changes lives, not only for the agent financially, puts them in a much better spot, allows them to really chase and live out their dreams, but also genuinely impacting families.
It's huge. That's huge. Yeah. When you can really get behind a product you're selling and be really passionate about it, and at the end of the day, sell on a high level and feel good about what you're selling, that's the perfect formula for success.
Conviction's everything. I obviously came from
conviction.
solar where was in it for 3 years, had a hot start. The moment I lost conviction, the sales dropped off, didn't believe in what I was selling. And the most important thing to me when I was looking for a new opportunity was selling something that actually genuinely helped people, where I could feel good about it at the end of the day for the service I was providing for people.
Yeah.
And sleep well at night. Because for any sort of longevity in sales, you got to believe in what you're doing.
Yeah.
What would you say, Turner? His original question was the biggest lesson you've learned over the past 2 years.
Good question.
Or something that you've changed in your leadership.
Yeah.
Biggest lesson I've learned, honestly, when I came into it, I was focused on the money. I saw this industry as a great way to make a lot of money, change my financial position for myself, and recognize that selfishness isn't going to get you very far. And it's not going to fulfill you very much. And once you have what you want, that number in that savings account or that car that you want or that apartment that you want, feels good for a month, maybe 2. After then, the goals get higher. You just start chasing bigger goals. You want that next car. You want that next watch. And you can't be happy doing that. You can't always just be chasing that shiny object. At a certain point, You genuinely have to chase something different and chase purpose and chase wanting to help others do the exact same thing that it did for you. And for me, like the biggest thing that I really focused on right now is wanting to genuinely give back to the people that I care about.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in a position to do so, where I haven't been able to my entire life.
And I think an important thing to mention, because it's what he's saying is so huge. Like when you're in solar or when you're in pest control or hell tech sales or whatever it is, you're building somebody else's company, right?
Yep.
You're looking at yourself as a job, and you're looking at everybody around you as your coworkers, right? Or your rep force or whatever you want to call it, right? But when you come here, and I mention this a lot, and Kyle's, you both have heard me say this a lot, is you're surrounded by a bunch of young people who all are starting their own company that can revenue $10,000 to $15,000, $20,000 their first month in their startup company, which please tell me an industry you can revenue $20,000, $15,000 in a startup. Pretty damn hard to do unless you're like kickstarting a tech thing, right? Like a gadget. Pretty damn hard. Even then, dude, try to go to a VC firm that'll invest in you that way, right? Pretty hard, right? You're not only doing that, but you're surrounding yourself with all of those individuals. And here, at least, which is extremely unique, everybody selflessly wants to literally just help each other win and lift up everybody else. And once I realized that I was a part of something like that, it changed the entire perception of how I came in every single day and how I dealt with myself. And I just realized, like, holy shit, dude, I'm in an opportunity that is unlike anything I've ever seen in my whole life, in a vehicle that I damn well know has the highest level of external gratification that exists, of people actually making money. I mean, dude, look it up. When you're like, bro, look it up, insurance makes the most millionaires, I was like, oh shit, it really does. But dude, and then you start learning more and you start growing more. Like Turner says the same. It's like, yeah, when you come in, you think about money. I was even telling Kyle this the other day. I was like, dude, I have a TRX, right? I've got a nice truck. Sitting in the truck the other day, and I was like, I don't want this truck anymore, bro. I was like,
trade it back for the Prius.
Dude, I was.
That's what he said.
That's literally what I told
Prius.
him. I was like, I don't even want this anymore, man. Because when the mindset changes, is why do I love more? Is I get to keep seeing more impact, more impact, more impact. And if I have more revenue to pour back into the more impact, dude, I just love that. And what better way? We have so much creative freedom. Dude, not only do we own everything that's, right? Joe always says we own the land that we're actually building on, which is insane, because please tell me another, insurance vehicle, Salesforce, where you actually own everything, where you could leave tomorrow and no one's going to try to take anything that you've actually built. But the biggest thing is, dude, we get to be as creative as we want. We get to reinvest in the avenues we want to. We get to build a certain size of the business that we want to. Bro, like we got to build a freaking call center in Pakistan, bro.
How cool is that?
Where I got to get a call one day that the freaking Indian missile crisis was about to bomb our freaking call center. When did I think that was ever going to happen?
I didn't think that was going to happen
ago?
A year ago.
Like, is the call center okay?
Yeah,
they're
call
good.
center. I was
They're
like,
good.
well, aren't you guys?
We had to
showing up
relocate.
work? No,
You guys still got to show up.
so you guys are still showing up to work, right? No,
still got appointments being booked.
Right. But dude, that to me is, it's so beyond what I ever thought I could do. And it goes back to when I came to you first in the office, and I was like, well, bro, like, how do I came from working in the fire department, saving people's lives. How do I save people's lives in this? And you're like, bro, what do you mean? And I didn't understand in that moment. Yeah. But now it's so prevalent now. And so what Turner said is so important. And I feel like not a lot of people understand until, like, dude, when you get $100,000 in your bank account, it doesn't change your life at all. At all. You don't feel any better.
You don't see yourself any differently.
No, you don't. And then you also think about it too. You're like, all right, well, you get the car you want. Told Kyle, dude, I want the Prius back, bro. Like I genuinely look at it, and I, maybe I won't get the Prius back, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's cool to drive the truck. Don't get me wrong.
The new 2025 Prius though.
That might be the case actually, but
I hope not. Please don't. Please don't ever get another Prius.
I'm with Jonah.
But he's right, man. The perception of it all changes, and that's why I love being here, man. I honestly swear to God, in the most transparent way I possibly can say it, is there is nothing else that I know of that I could genuinely put myself in that allows myself to be in a community like this and grow.
Do you guys ever think about all the conversations you have on a daily basis? Think about all the people that genuinely look up to each and every one of you. Turner, Kyle, and Jake. Like, bro, so you guys are impacting hundreds of people. You're in contact and you communicate with hundreds of people on a daily basis. You're help shaping their mindset, their work ethic, the way they view the world. And Yaya was just on the podcast, and his mission is to impact a billion souls, or is to save a billion souls by impacting 1,000 business leaders. And so think about the ripple effect of that, where you guys are mentoring hundreds of agents, and those hundreds of agents, you're going to help change their perspective, their mindset, the way they view the world, help them through their challenges, help them elevate as people. And then they're going to bring that forward. And if they each of them impact 5, 10, 20, 50 other people, that has ripple effects for thousands and hundreds of thousands of people.
It's insane.
The impact is real.
Yep.
It's really cool. So Jake, ask Kyle, ask Turner, let me ask you, what are some various leadership tips that you've learned, or what are some tips that you would give to somebody watching this that wants to grow a successful sales organization?
I think you've got to always ask yourself questions. I think the one fault that leaders commit, and I'm even guilty of it, is we don't ask ourselves enough questions. And what does that mean, right? Like, oh, would you ask yourself, like, what time you wake up? No, it's like, how many times do you actually take out of your day to look inside your business or your life and reflect? Because that's one of the biggest things that's allowed me to grow so much, is obviously the mentorship. But mentorship literally means absolutely nothing unless you're able to take it and apply it inside your business. And, there's so much heat or there's so much knowledge being dropped all the time, but bro, it just flies right over people's heads where no one's constantly reflecting. And I think one of the things that not only helped me in sales, right, where, okay, I messed up, right? So did I just mess up and then I just kept going forward? Or did I mess up and actually learn from my mistake and never do it again? Bro, I'll give you the simplest example. When I just started as an agent, I remember every time I messed up, I either tried to find a solution for it or I went to you and I said, hey, this is where I messed up. This is where I think I could have improved. What do you think, bro? And you would give me the advice, and I swore to myself I would never do that shit again. And it helped me so much because, you remember the day, dude, I had like 25, for people who understand that aren't in insurance, but 25 presentations. I mean, I actually presented numbers to an individual and I only closed like 1 or 2 of them. You remember that week that I said that, right?
I do.
Bro. But I learned from that, and I never did that shit again, right? And that's the same.
What were you doing wrong? What did you have to change? What did you have
Bro,
to
He's
change?
yelling at these people.
I was
Talk to
shit.
him. Yeah, I remember that, bro.
I was yelling at
I could
him,
hear
but-
you from the other side of the office.
But I knew that I could get
John,
right.
you need an IUL.
Bro, and that's the thing, is I was so unbelievably confident, right? I was delusional, and that's something I want to talk about and talk to you guys about. But like, I was delusional where I was like, dude, I can sell anybody. So I would arm wrestle anyone into a presentation.
Yeah.
Didn't matter who the fuck they were.
Yeah.
And I got them in, but I couldn't close them because I was just wasting my time, because those people would never close anyways. And so I feel like that little small thing is the same ripple effect that we're talking about. Is, as leaders, we try to wear so many different hats in our business and try to do so many different things. But if we're wearing all these hats and you're wasting our energy in these certain hats, right? And we're not learning from the energy that we're expending every single day of how we can improve it or make it better so that energy is more streamlined. Well, dude, that's the best thing that's ever learned. Like, all the agents I've lost, I learned from them. Right? All the people that have exited my business, all the cancers that have came through my business, I've learned from it. And it's only made me better. In that moment, yeah, I might have freaked out and be like, holy shit, like, damn, bro. But I learned from it. And I think that's one thing that as a leader, we have to always be cognizant of, is like, is it my fault? Because 99% of shit is your fault, right? And if we don't blame ourselves for it, we're not going to go anywhere. And I feel like that's one of the best things. And I think the last one is just delusion, right?
Yes.
Like genuinely, you have to be delusional. Why do I see some of the most conceited douchebag, agents? Why are they the most successful, right? And I think we know some of them who they are. And why are they so successful?
It's an undeniable belief in themselves.
Undeniable belief.
Brainwash yourself into
Brainwash yourself,
successful.
dude. I mean, you look at Steve Jobs, bro. The dude knew nothing about technology. Absolutely nothing. You ever read his book dude, the dude knew nothing. But he was a freaking master salesman because he believed in whatever the hell he was selling so much and believed in himself that he was unbelievably successful. And did I tell every agent that? I was like, dude, when we walked in the Arizona office, I mean, Kyle can attest to this, dude. We walked in that office, bro, and we're like, bro, almost brought me to tears. I'm like, bro, anyone can do anything. Like, anybody can. And I don't know, that amount of belief in yourself, man, like seeing what you've accomplished, seeing what Turner's accomplished, Kyle, like, dude, we just got to be delusional, man. And
we just got to be delusional.
We can accomplish anything. Like, this is just the beginning, man.
Speaking of Steve Jobs, when I was reading his book, not only was he delusional about himself, but he had this ability where he was a mind bender.
Yeah.
Where, like you said, to your point, knew nothing about technology.
Yeah.
He would go to his developers that knew a lot about technology, and they would be like, "Hey, like listen, Steve, like we just can't do that." Or like this timeline is insane. Yeah. And he would convince them that it's possible with him knowing nothing, and then it would come into fruition and it would happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Powerful.
It's crazy,
Powerful.
Bro. Have you heard some of like the shit that he said?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, bro. He was like
he was a psychopath.
Yeah, have you heard, I think it was Mark Cuban or Kevin O'Leary. No, it was Kevin O'Leary saying stuff about it. He's like, dude, Steve Jobs told me one day, he's like, all these students were coming out. Like they were coming out of like Apple University or whatever. And he's like, you see all these kids right here? All of their ambitions and dreams, it's whatever I tell them it is. And I was like, damn, bro. That's what he believes. And that's crazy. But that's just that, that level of
conviction.
And Kevin was mentored by, a lot of people don't know that. Kevin O'Leary was mentored by Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Leary also went to Steve Jobs and he's like, Kevin, like, a lot of our customers are talking and I really think we should change the Mac to this, and this. And, I don't think it's going to work in these universities. And you know what Steve Jobs said? He said, I don't give a fuck what they think.
Yeah.
They're gonna like whatever I tell them to.
Yup.
It's like that level of belief. That level of belief is what you need to have.
And everyone thought he was a dick, bro.
He was
he
was a dick.
He was a dick. But you're right, bro. And I think, Kyle, something that you came from that's important too to talk about is like, one of the things that you've been able to do is coming in this business, and we always had a shared vision about some of this stuff, dude. But your vision was really important, and I think you should talk about that, of like how you came into this and what you saw coming in, because when we connected on that, I think it was something super, super special.
What specifically, just so I can hone down?
Yeah, I mean, I think, dude, when we talk about our vision of like what we wanted the agency to be, or what we wanted to actually build, and how we saw that from the very beginning and aligned on that.
Yeah, so I mean, when I first got started in the business, I was talking to my friend Ryan Stone for a while. Like, I was at another job, looking for something else. Like, I wanted an opportunity where I could work remotely, make uncapped income, and build my own business. And then I'm just like constantly looking for stuff. I'm trying to start my own like marketing agency almost while I'm at this other project management position. And I keep talking to Stone about the vision, what we're trying to do, where we're trying to move towards. And then he's like, I think you got to talk to Turner. I think what he's doing is kind of matches exactly what you want.
Recruited him for me, and that was at a time that we were not even on good terms.
Right. I mean, we weren't talking. We didn't have any animosity.
Not you and I, but yeah.
Oh, Stone. Yeah. So I had that vision, and eventually I talked to Stone probably for like a month about the business, about the opportunity before I even went to Turner. So by the time I went to him, I was like, all right, dude, like I asked a million questions. I was like,
The call was like an hour and 20 minutes long.
Yeah. I was like, what is this all about, dude? I broke everything down and I was ready to hop on the call with Jonah. I don't know if you remember this at all, but it wasn't really a recruiting call. I was just like, all right, dude, how do I get started? I already answered every question I got. Like, what do I need to do? Yeah. Because I already had the question answered just because I had that delusion of whatever I did get into, I was going to be successful. And I knew it was the right opportunity just because I ran the numbers. And then when I first got into the business, I started really hot. I did 15K my first week in the business. And my mind just, it was crazy. Like I didn't even think that was possible, but that also did hold me back a little bit in the beginning because I was like, oh, this is easy.
It's easy.
Went on a ski trip.
Yeah, I was going everywhere.
You were chilling the first couple months.
Yeah, first 6 months until I got to Chicago. That's when I actually started taking it serious. But I just ran the numbers, and that's what I do on a daily basis is just run the numbers. And when I got in here originally and I just looked at my numbers from that first week and that entire first month, I was like, dude, I could talk to 150 people a week, 30 people a day, and I'm going to make 15 grand every single month. Like, this is the easiest business ever. Why would I not do this? Like, this is going to be, I'm going to make $400,000 this year. That was my original like idea. And then, eventually, you know, everything started coming together and started talking to Jake. We were already working with each other on a weekly basis, just sharing with each other what we were trying to do and what we were trying to implement. And it just came down to that vision of, dude, I can pour every single dollar back into this business from what we bring in from the team to produce something that we're going to be able to scale very quickly. How do we put our strengths together to be able to grow this as fast as possible and pour every single dollar back into this business so that we can actually exit for something that's going to be massive in the next 3 years and get it to a point where I can bring an agent in, and Pinnacle's working on this and we're going to work pretty closely with them. Like, we actually have real data on this stuff now. Like, we know exactly how much you will put in the business and how much you will profit at the end of that month if you're actually working. Go find another insurance agency, go find another sales force where you can actually show them, hey, if you make this many phone calls this month, you talk to this many people, you're going to deposit this many dollars. It's straightforward. It's simple.
It's simply a numbers game.
Yeah. I can go to another agency or someone who's running another agency now and show them like, hey, or they're getting recruited by another agency. Like, hey, can you show me that other agency? Like, what is their agent's persistency? Like, what is their average agent persistency? What is their average agent doing every single month? They don't even know.
What's the average profitability?
Yeah, they don't even know. Agents? They're just showing fake numbers. It's submitted business on a leaderboard. That's all they can show.
Bro, I made 50 grand this month.
Yeah,
bro.
Oh, you submitted 50,000.
20K issued.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So, like, the fact that we are going to have at a point where it's like, hey, we have the lead sources, we have the systems.
Yeah.
You're going to work this many hours. You're going to talk to this many people, and you're going to make this much money in your first month. There's not many agencies that can actually offer that to someone and show them those numbers.
Yeah, that's huge.
Where it's going to be completely plug and play. Then you go to actually starting to recruit, because we haven't even done anything outside of our warm market, people that we already know who are in sales or other opportunities. We haven't even turned on a recruiting funnel yet. Like 2 months from now, a month from now, probably 2 weeks from now, honestly, we're going to start recruiting at a high level.
Gonna be cranking.
Yeah, and actually show them everything we have. And like, we're bringing in guys like Ryan, who ran a 7-figure marketing agency, and he's leaving that business to get into this because he actually sees the opportunity. And he was getting offers of like 140% comp. He was telling us like 155% comp, and I don't think that's a real thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But and he took a massive comp hit to come work with us just because he saw everything we're doing on the back end. Yeah, and the
But
vision.
you want
of what
those
value
kinds
provided.
of people. You want those kinds of people who want to build with you long term. Like, I think that's the mistake that most leaders make, is they're so short-sighted. Why? Like, I mean, think about it, dude. You remember Solar?
Yeah.
Everyone just shopped red lines. Like, remember that shit?
New company every 3 months.
Yeah, dude.
I was
like,
guilty of it.
Yeah, like hop. Like, oh, this guy's paying me more. But like, dude, when you actually talk about longevity, bro, I mean, you brought this up the first time that I came in here. You're like, dude, Jake, I'm going to work with you for the next 5 years. I said, what the hell? How could you tell me that? You know what I mean? But like then it was so new. But now like looking at it, it's like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna work with you guys for the next 6, 5, 7 years, bro, and probably freaking well after that. And I know that we're gonna work together, and I'm excited for that. But I think
not only just in insurance, but
dude,
Yeah,
everything
whatever next
else, bro.
opportunity.
the future endeavors.
Everything, like, dude, look, like Pakistan, like, I mean, it's like opportunities just come, man. They just come randomly and they stem out of the ground, and it's just like, I think, like, dude, Joe, having that guy at the top is huge, because he said one thing that resonated with me the most. He said, you never want to not have the liquidity on hand to invest in an opportunity when it comes your way. Bro, that changed so much of my thought process of what I thought it meant to be rich, or like what I thought to me meant be wealthy. And I was like, dude, he's so right. I never want to not have the liquidity in my business to invest in a great opportunity, because there are so many different businesses besides this one that will exist. But what I was getting at is what he was saying is, yeah, dude, like building longevity, like finding the people that are out there that actually want to build with you long term, that aren't short-sighted. They don't see this business as a 2-3 year sprint to just make a bunch of money and run. Right? They're not the guys who want to live in vans and go sell, you know what I mean? They're not those kinds of guys. They're the dudes who actually, like Ryan, who are like, you know what, dude, I see you guys, what you're building. You're not at $5 million a month, but like you're building something special. And I know that you're actually going to work with me and pour into me and mentor me and have the time to do it, right? Because, you know, you want to build something big. And I feel like we really got to focus on those kinds of people. I mean, dude, like you bring in Yaya, like, dude, huge. Like you bring in those, like the guys from Solar, huge.
We got some big players coming in right now.
You can't attract those A players without leveling up and realistically making the opportunity better for everyone.
Yep.
And they
Better
can see that,
systems.
man.
Yeah.
I feel like real people can see the fakeness. Like when you just step into that recruit, like and start to recruit that person or talk to that person, they can see it. They can see who you are. They can see past it.
Yep. Anybody that's competent can smell BS from a mile
and that's
away.
what you want.
Facts.
And that's what you want in your business. You don't want someone who's just like, oh yeah, like, bro, I want to drive a freaking Lambo tomorrow. Like, that's cool, kid. But like, what are your goals besides that? Right? So I don't know.
Well, that was me coming in.
Also may have been me.
But also it
But
is
you're
you.
right.
It's you. But also if I would have spent time with you more and dug a little bit deeper,
Oh yeah.
I think there would have been something more there.
Oh,
than
for
just
sure.
that.
It was to make a big impact, make an impact, and positively influence a lot of people. At the end of the day, I just want people to say that Jonah gave it hell. Like he gave it his all.
Mm-hmm.
Like he worked hard. He gave it everything. He impacted. He helped. He served. Not about me, but about the way I made other people feel and about how I poured into them. Like I want to just leave this earth completely depleted, knowing that like, dude, the relationships I did, the people I helped, the impact I made, like I left it all on the field.
Yeah.
I left it all on the table. And so I want to hone in on the vision and your guys' goals for this next year here in a sec. But speaking of which, serious question for Kyle. Turner got the GTR.
Mm-hmm.
We finally convinced Jake. Bro, we were in the dealership. You were this close to getting a 911, but you got the TRX, which is more fitting.
The truck's actually in escrow right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Repost.
Kyle, when is the upgrade coming, bro? When are you gonna trade in the mom whip?
It'll happen. It'll happen beginning of next year, but it's not even gonna be a crazy car. I'm gonna get a nice little Chevy Colorado.
Bro, come on, dude.
Kyle's
We're just
modest
talking
guy.
about make your vision bigger, and you're getting a Chevy Colorado.
I'm gonna throw a little rooftop tent on there, so that'll be the nice getaway on the weekend car. I think it actually is. It's a good balance because, you know, we have guys like Turner who have the nice car and that was their vision. Like that's what they wanted. I've never been a car guy, and then
That's fair.
you got me who, you know, I was making good money in the business and I was still living in my parents' house for like a year and a half. You know, I'm
Just
fine
stacking cash.
saving money. Yeah.
Hold on, wait, dude.
I
before-
respect that though. Like
I
I'm
think- I
big
think
on
Kyle-
frugality.
Kyle
That's
might have a
important.
yarmulke back here. I
Yeah.
need to make-
It's hiding. It's
Back, this guy
invisible one.
tucked in.
But
Kyle, what's like your thing, bro? Like, what do you like if you're gonna ball out?
if I'm gonna
If
ball
you're
out
gonna spend a lot of money on something, what is that?
trips, yeah.
experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I am completely fine pulling the credit card out to buy a expensive plane ticket or a nice Airbnb somewhere and take out, people that I can actually experience something new with. And you do get that in your car, right? You do
Yeah.
get that with a nice car because
Yeah.
you bring a new agent in that car and
Yeah.
they see that and they're like, they get that emotion when they're getting
Absolutely.
in that car. They hear that
Yeah.
engine revving, the car going fast, and they see the vision from that.
Yeah,
But for me,
Kobe just whipped he's like, bro, I'm thinking about an M4. I'm debating between an M4 or a G-Wag. I'm like, you want to whip the G-Wag around the block? He's like, yeah. he goes around, we go for a ride and he really whips. He's like, all right, I'm getting a G-Wagon.
yeah.
That's awesome, bro.
But the great thing about this business is we're all working together, so I can use Turner, you, for the guys who have the nice cars and flex that stuff. Is like, hey, you can do that. And then there's going to be guys like me who have a $40,000 car and, live very frugally and don't really spend much of their money. And they get a different vision from that. Cause like my main goal is really to 10 years from now, 5 years from now, be able to be in a position that I can influence people financially and provide to my family, my friends, and not have to think about the money that's going in and out of my bank account. Like not a single thought about it.
And bro, and you're gonna bring people in that they relate more with that vision.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like materialism, the cars, they're gonna end up in a junkyard. All I see that as they're just trophies.
Yep.
It's just a trophy and a scoreboard.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, we all know that stuff doesn't matter, but it's validation and it's proof of the work ethic, the mindset, leveling up, and these what we've had to sacrifice to get to the point we are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
That's all
Basso
it
was
is.
he was talking about it at our lock-in, like he was 25 making 400, 500K a year in solar or whatever door industry he was in at that time. And his friends were making fun of him because he was driving a Chevy Equinox or whatever it was at that time. Honda Civic, yeah.
Yeah.
But he set himself up because like what he said, he always wants to have money on hand for that next opportunity to drop a lot of cash. And that's really what I want to get into even after this business down the road 10 years from now. Like this business, what it teaches you how to scale and operate an organization super efficiently. Like you can apply that to any sales organization, business down the road. So I want to be a business operator. Like I'm going to be buying and selling and flipping businesses.
Private equity.
Yeah.
That's the next phase in the biz.
Right.
That's the natural evolution.
Right. So having the cash on hand to go to those mom and pop shops that are making crazy cash flow, and I can drop $500,000 on a whatever you want it to be, a CPA firm, self-storage facility, and just cash flow on that and pay that thing off super quick. Like that sounds a lot cooler than the nice car to me. Like I'd be like, hey, you see that business
1000%.
on the corner over there?
Absolutely.
I own that too.
That is way more of a flex.
Yeah.
And I want to hone in on that because, I mean, we all know. I don't know of any industry that's flashier than life insurance.
Yeah.
Like straight up, dude. Like
Yeah.
For real.
people are flexing hard.
Solar
in
solar
life
does not
insurance.
do that, bro.
Like,
Yeah.
we got dudes driving $1 million cars in the life insurance industry
True.
that aren't even making that much money.
Like $80,000 a month
And
driving an SPJ.
but I want to speak on how important that is because I see agents get into this where dude they're making good money. They're making 10, 20, 30 grand a month, but they just spend it. They spend it all immediately.
Yeah.
So what finance tips do you have for somebody watching this on how to properly manage their money?
I tell every agent when they first get in here, obviously they got to produce, but their first goals is you need to stack 6 months of business expenses in your business account, which you're spending, if you're doing it right, $4 to $6 grand a month on your business. So $4 grand times 6, it's like around 25,000. Then you should have another 6 months of personal expenses inside your personal account, which is probably another 25,000. If you're sitting on 50 grand in cash in your accounts, life's a lot easier. You're not getting frugal. You're not worried about the next paycheck. You're not worried about, oh, this deal should definitely go through, and if it doesn't, I'm not going to be able to pay rent, because that's the worst sales rep in the room. That freedom you get when you have 50 grand in cash just sitting in your account allows you to actually operate from a non
From a place of
scarcity
abundance.
mindset. Yeah, you're operating from
Non-scarcity.
abundance now, which is going to allow you to actually operate a lot faster, make the right moves to actually push your business forward a lot faster compared to, oh, I just got to go buy the leads so I can make money so I can make my car payment next month,
That's well said.
Yeah.
Because to your point, we were talking a few minutes ago about casting the vision
Yeah.
and seeing the bigger picture. And you can only see the bigger picture when you're living from a place of abundance, not scarcity. And I believe you're only able to live in a place of abundance when, like, I mean, dude, think about how much differently you operate if you're having to think, all right, where's my next paycheck coming from?
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to make rent next month?
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to make my Lamborghini payment
Yeah.
on the first, like I'm strapped for, versus like, oh, dude, I got 50, 100 grand in my bank account. Like, it's fine.
You're going to be constantly, if you're in that spend, you're never going to actually be able to pour into your agents because you're only going to be thinking about yourself.
And to Jake's point, when opportunities arise,
Yeah.
you're able to say yes. Like,
100%.
we would have never been able to buy this office building
Yeah.
Good point.
if I didn't have cash.
When you
on me.
look at it too, where it's like he talks about balance, where obviously he's the individual, right, who is more frugal, and that's huge. But you talk about balance people in your business. Now, what I mean by that is, like, you talk about like finance tips and stuff like that. Like, one of the reasons why I joined, this team is because of Gabe, and for Gabe Erickson. For a lot of people who don't know who Gabe Erickson is, the most selfless dude I've ever met with money, where he gives it all away to building orphanages in other countries. I came from building a nonprofit where I didn't give a shit about the money. I just cared about what I was doing.
Yeah.
And that is honestly what attracted me so much to this, besides like you being like honest and truthful with me. But like seeing that you have balanced people to where, like, you telling me that dude is the COO of this business and he's leading that from the top of like how to use your finances that way and to give it back, bro.
Talk
like,
about leadership.
Talk about leadership.
Drives a Honda Civic, lives in an average
he
house.
is that other side. And so when you have the massive two sides of the business, where you have Joe who's giving all of this leadership advice of like how to use your finances, how to spend, like talking to all his leaders about I learned so much financial advice from that guy. It's actually crazy. And then you have the other side where he's talking about giving those finances away for a better cause. You have two balanced sides of the business where, like, I just don't know of another way to do that. And then you bring people into that environment and they know that it's not about the flashy stuff and it's not about having all these nice things. It's about that balance. And I don't know of another business that you could go into right now in this industry where you have so much balance to learn from and so many people that just want to give it all away. And that to me is like insanely special.
I think you did it really well too. Like, obviously you have the nice cars, you got the house, you got this office, but when you make purchases, you could have also made those purchases a lot earlier.
Hell yeah.
And I think I just told this to Cruz actually the other day, or maybe it was Ian. I was like, when I look at making a big purchase, I look back a year ago. Could I have actually purchased that a year ago today?
Exactly.
No? Well, then I probably shouldn't buy it now, because if anything goes wrong, it's going to put me in a tough position. And that's how you operated. I don't know how your exact mindset is when you do make those purchases, but
Well, I'll tell you right now, just don't buy anything you couldn't buy twice. But more importantly, if you can just simply delay the gratification by a year,
yeah.
of like, I might even be able to comfortably afford this now, but like, can I delay the gratification by a year from now
Yep.
and put myself in a better position?
Makes it that much more
If so,
special when you finally get it.
Yeah. And also, I don't know if it was just a mindset thing that I've had to work on, but like, truthfully, I also, like, 2 years ago, I didn't think I had earned the right to drive a McLaren yet.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think I earned that. I didn't think we earned the right to buy our house.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'm going to just keep working a little bit longer. Can I keep working a little bit longer? Can I delay the gratification? Like, because when I do make that big purchase, I want to make that big purchase with not only just the fact that I earned this, but it's also, I see so many people and it's like, it's just like the level of financial illiteracy in America
financial services
is
industry.
insane. in the financial services industry, exactly. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's just such a stressful way to live.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if you're making $100 grand a year or $1 million a year. If you spend it all, you're broke.
Yeah.
Yep.
Simple as that. So I got a question for Turner. So when Turner, because you're one thing that we bond on, is we're both big car guys.
Absolutely.
We love cars.
Kind of my life.
Yeah. So somebody that is looking to make that big purchase, they're looking to get their first supercar. What tips do you have for that person to purchase it purchase it wisely,
Yeah.
where they're not losing a lot of money.
So I think one mistake a lot of people make is they see every car as a depreciating asset. That's not the case.
Yeah.
There's a significant amount of cars that are so sought after, that have the right specs, that people genuinely want, that are constantly appreciating. Like, I didn't make a terrible decision with the GTR. It appreciated $15,000 since I bought it. Same thing with the majority of the other cars that I'm looking at getting down the road. It's important to find those cars that are actually really sought after so that you're not just getting a big car payment and losing all that money, or leasing a car, like obviously actually going through the ownership. Are you more curious as far as like exactly what you're looking for when you're trying to car hack? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. What are some good starter cars? Some starter supercars.
Some starter
Somebody that's
supercars,
looking to get in the game.
Audi R8, some of the
Yes.
best cars for holding their value.
Lamborghini engine.
GTRs, Aston Martin V12s, Lamborghini Huracans. You'd be surprised. The average person, if they do it right and find a car that's been on the lot for 3 months, that is really well spec'd out, that has no accidents, you can sell that car for exactly what you got it for 12 months later after putting 5,000 miles on it. And then you get to enjoy that car. If you're doing insurance right, you're maybe paying $250 a month for that. And you're practically paying the same amount as the average person who has a Toyota Camry that just went and bought a 2025 finance that's going to appreciate significantly more than whatever you got.
Never buy brand new.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like, think to your point, Turner, is like, all right, well, if I could even just break even, I basically drove the car for free.
Exactly.
Same people lose more money, like you said, buying a brand new Mazda or buying a brand new Honda Civic. You drive it off the lot, you already lost 30% of the value. Just boom, just like that.
If you guys are looking for more information on that, exotic car hacks, get the course. You'll learn so much, and you'll never lose a significant amount of money on a car ever again.
Use code Turner Labrash.
There is no code. I'm not
for a
incentivized.
10% discount
It's
on
just
the course.
life changing.
All right, but to transition the topic, to close it out, what's your guys' goals for this next year, and what's your vision for what you guys are looking to build?
I'll let you start.
Jake, I'll start with you.
What are my goals, bro? I don't know. I feel like the goals don't. If I had to put them into words, I mean, just my biggest thing is, how can I build this business in a way where not only do I have multiple streams of revenue of where I'm pulling, but I like creativity, right? I want to build the business in the way, obviously me and Kyle have a partnership, and the cool thing is we really do have the shared vision of like being creative with our business. I think AI is something that's absolutely taking off right now. If you're not using it in your business, you're losing. And obviously anybody who's out there who speaks about business is kind of preaching that, right? I think AI is going to change this business very rapidly. We're using it right now. And some of the things, agents should ask themselves too, is your business using AI? Because it's huge. So I think that's going to change a lot in this industry, technology wise. So I think my goal right now is to leverage that. And I just want to keep building, man, and keep impacting. I think as far as tangible goals for me and Kyle, I mean, we want to be at right now. I think we just hit 500K this month.
Right below, yeah.
And I want to be at $1 million a month by March is our goal.
And then we told Basso, we're like, I think 2 mil by the end of the year is good metric. He's like, you guys need to be at 3. So that's what our goal is for next year. Hit 3 mil by the end of the year.
3 mil.
Huge.
Start
Huge.
turning recruiting on, start bringing in and just honestly, man, just always prioritizing, always looking at the agent and always prioritizing them and making sure that I'm always putting them first. And what do I mean by that? It's not like saying, okay, well, hey man, like I'm putting you first, Brandon. Don't worry about it. I'm putting you first. It's like actually doing something about it. Meaning, how am I looking inside my business every single day and saying, okay, how can I make these individuals more profitable? How can I offload more time? What systems am I putting in place that are allowing them to be way more easily successful at this business? And I think, dude, just scaling off of that sole mindset of the highest value exchange humanly possible. And if we keep doing that, man, there's so much we could do. I think one goal of mine for next year is to get back into nonprofit space. I want to
Yeah.
get back. I was telling Kyle this is I want to build, because in Indonesia, I spent a lot of time there. I want to build a school in Indonesia next year that teaches kids entrepreneurship. There's already a school there now that just needs to be built up, and to go ahead and contribute back, because it's cool to give back at what we're doing now, but I think I need that other sense of purpose to kind of align it back. But yeah, man, I feel like that would be some pretty good goals to hit.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, to
Wow.
give some more tangibles too. I mean, personally, I'll get the new car, even though
Yeah.
it won't be a huge purchase, but I'll get the new car. That'll feel good.
Camping out in the woods.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you gonna buy Thomas's?
No, pretty much Thomas's car, like just duplicate that. That's what I want.
Yeah. It's cool to see Thomas's stories.
Yeah.
Him camping out in it. He loves
Yeah.
that thing.
Thing's nice. It's
Yeah.
really nice. $3 million a month for the agency by the end of the year. Still keeping that average agent at $20,000 a month. I think we'll be able to do that as time goes on. It's going to be a little harder in the beginning, obviously, because you have all those brand new agents starting. It's going to lower. But dude, like our agent right now, probably 80% of them are less than 6 months in the business, and we're at that metric. So a year from now, I think we should be able to maintain that. Advanced market. I mean, I want to be producing on my own pen $5 million of annuities, $1 million of whole life policies. Because that's what me and Jake live off of. We live off our personal sales, and every single dollar goes back into the business. And paving the road for that's going to be a big thing for our agency, not only for our individual producers that don't want to build a team and they could still make $1 million a year doing that, but also for Pinnacle as a whole. I think there's a lot of potential there. And then slowly melding everything together with just working closely with the CIMO Pinnacle, like the tools they're giving us, the leadership we have with Joe, Gabe, Mikey, Paul McLean now. Like, I just want to get closer with all these guys and slowly meld them into our business, because they have so much knowledge, and I think they see what we're doing and they want to pour into us. So I think the tools they're going to be able to provide is going to be pretty tremendous for the agency. So just growing closer to them and helping them grow Pinnacle while also growing our agency at a mass level. But
Having Paul a part of Pinnacle is huge.
dude, it's huge.
So
The
huge,
training
man.
he had for our team, like, absolutely. I think his ability, what he does, and I think we're getting a little in the weeds here, but like the fact that he told us, like, every one sale he made with a client when he was selling, he would get 3 additional sales on top of that just from referrals.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we got one, that completely changes the profit for our entire group.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think then honing all that together, I think I want to make our first, and I think this is something we just talk about more, like what that goal actually is. But I think having our first 20 $200,000 profit business owners inside of our business, I think that's a pretty big goal.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Huge. Turner?
I have a lot of tangible goals, but really more than anything, kind of piggybacking off what Kyle said, with 2026, I really just want to prioritize growth, like personal growth, obviously continuing to utilize the talent and leverage the resources and the people that we have within Pinnacle that want to give us the platform, that want to help, want to see us grow, and genuinely coming from a place of value and continuing to provide more and more value for the team. As well as, I mean, as far as tangible goals, obviously love to get the agency. My original goal was 3 million. Obviously got to up it a little bit if that's the same goal as you guys.
Got to make your vision bigger.
Absolutely. Within this year alone, within the last 2 years of being in the space, it's like 2 years and 4 months at this point. Honestly, I've checked off majority of the goals, majority of a lot of the lifetime dreams I've had, and a lot of the bucket list items in this industry. And it's crazy that I've been able to do that at 24. More than anything, I want the people that I brought into this business, the people that trust me with their livelihood, the people that trusted me with being a mentor for them, to do the same exact thing. Everyone's goals are different. Everyone has a different vision coming to this business, and it's important to kind of meet them where they are and understand their why, and obviously do whatever you can in your power to show up every single day better and continue to grow so that you can be that person for them and you can help get them to obviously where I got to in a much, much faster manner.
I love it. When's the Huracan coming?
A few months.
Let's go.
What are your goals, bro?
Man, my goals, dude, they change. They change about every month, but it's to. I've put a lot of thought in this. It's to impact more people. Number one,
Yeah.
impact more lives. I want to create more 6 and 7 figure income earners than any other insurance company out there. That's one thing me and Joe really, really align on. Like, I want to create. I don't believe in generational wealth, but I want to create just generational runs of people that are just absolutely changing their lives, because there's only so much money you can make. There's only so much money you can make where it's like, all right, dude, like let's go help other people. Let's go make a bigger impact. Me and Pastor Sammy are working really closely. So, just helping out with buying them a van. Now, just the thing we're working on just this week is we're going to be building a whole gym for these kids. Mm-hmm. So we're sponsoring that. I'm going to be building a gym. We're going to help out. We're going to build more orphanages down there. Helping out there. We're going to be spending more time down there. We're looking to go down there in December. So working more closely with Pastor Sammy and just working with the kids down there, and dude, just really exploding this thing. 2026 is going to be the year of growth, where what we're primarily focused on and what we're hyper focusing on is leadership development.
Yep.
Equipping, enabling, and developing the next generation of leaders in this business. And now we've got the Arizona office, we got the Tampa office, we got the Chicago office. Let's see how many more offices we can open this next year.
Yeah.
I would love to get to the point where we have an office in every single freaking state.
Yep.
That would be huge. And then just grow the agency. Like, let's get to $5-10 million.
Yeah.
Let's get there. So I'm fired up.
Let's freaking go,
I'm
bro.
fired up. Let's freaking go. It's going to be a massive year. Thanks for hopping on the pod, boys.
Thank you, Jonah.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks for having us.